Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. This week we are talking about contracting and how you transfer that if you want to become a permanent worker. I'm speaking about this because I've been asked it a couple of times on my Instagram, and I've got people in my world who I've worked with who are asking me. And very recently, one of my amazing followers, who's actually based in Australia, has become a client. And this is something that she wants to work on. She's been a contractor for years. It has worked for her lifestyle, worked for everything that she had going on. But now things have changed in her life and she wants a more permanent role. And I know a lot of people that this has happened to. Like, contracting is such a great way, firstly, to get experience, but also to make a fat chunk of money. Because when you contract, they pay you more because of the fact that you're not in a permanent role, you're not getting annual leave, and you're not entitled to certain benefits the same way a permanent worker would be. So because of that, you can earn quite a lot as a contractor. One of my friends is a contractor and she makes a lot of money contracting. She has done it for more than 10 years. And when we were speaking recently, she was talking about wanting to finally get a mortgage and stuff like that, and saying she needs to now get something more permanent. So life happens, and there are things in life that might require that you stop contracting. And this episode is to help you to identify what you need to do to make that transition. So for all my contractors, if you've been going for interviews and they keep saying, oh, we don't believe that you want a permanent role, or they're not even booking you for interview because your whole CV is just contracting, and like you've been 2 months here, 6 months here, 2 years here, 1 year here, but they've all been temporary contracts, then let me help you out. First things first, when you contract, it is not an issue. It's actually got some benefits to it, but you have to be able to identify the benefits so you can share them with whoever asks you questions about it. If you don't believe that contracting is a good thing, then how are you going to sell it to anyone else? So I'm going to tell you why contracting can be a good thing for you to transition into a permanent job. If you contract, it means you have to be flexible, adaptable, and able to integrate yourself into a team very quickly. Because you don't have the luxury of knowing you're going to be here for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Sometimes you're there for 2 months. You have to get people to trust you. You have to be able to influence people, build relationships, all in a couple of weeks, because in 2 months, you won't be there anymore. In 6 months, you won't be there anymore. So being able to highlight that is key. Like, I'm able to build rapport, get clients on side, influence others to get results that I need, especially if you're a project manager or a role like that. Like, you've got to do a lot to get people to trust you. And that's something you would be able to speak about in an interview. And also showcase in your CV, in your personal profile. Have you written, like, able to build trust extremely quickly because for a long period of time I was contracting, I was able to build trust and influence within businesses to deliver and then X, Y, Z. Like, have you incorporated that? Do you believe that to be true? Or do you just think, oh, I contract, it's not good? I've been doing contract for years. Yeah, it makes me a lot of money, but it's not good because it looks really bad on my CV. Yes, moving around can look bad. Listen, people can have permanent jobs and it look bad. But it only has to look bad if you don't have concrete explanations and explanations that make you look good. So as a contractor, first things first, like I said, you are adaptable and able to build trust very quickly. You have learnt lots of things and you are able to learn things fast and implement them quickly. So when changes happen in a business, for instance, they bring in a new system, they create a new process, you're able to shift very quickly. And because of that, you're probably the person that learns it first and is able to teach everyone else. Because as a contractor, you've had no choice but to do that. That's another thing you can talk about. You've probably got a wide range of skills that you're able to edit your CV in a way that actually you connect to jobs very easily and very quickly because you've probably got way more experience than people that have maybe been in one job for a really long time. Are you showcasing that? Are you showing all the systems that you've used? Are you showing all the tech that you're able to, able to utilize? Are you good with AI? Are you good with Power BI? What is it? What are you good with? Are you good with different oh my gosh, my brain's gone dead, guys. Are you good with different scheduling tools? Do you use Asana? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you using? Are you good with social media? Have you ever been in the marketing department and had to do a lot of social media things? Like, let's talk about the things the company wants. What has contracting helped you to be able to gain so that if you get this permanent job, this is what you're going to bring to the table? So that's where we're going to start. What is it that you bring to the table and why do you bring it to the table? Because of contracting. You're going to big up contracting in your CV and in your interviews, but in a way that you're saying contracting has given me all of this. Now I'm ready to put that in play in a permanent role. So you don't want to big it up to the point where they're like, listen, you seem to love contracting. No, you want to big it up to say, listen, contracting has really helped me throughout my career because of X, Y, Z. Now I'm ready to implement all those skills at your company so that I can give you the result that you want, whatever that result is. So you're not going to say the result, you're going to insert result. So you're going to let them know that because of contracting, you've built up all these skills. People trust you really easily. You can build rapport really quickly. You have to be able to get clients on side really quickly. So it means that you're faster than most people at doing these things. And because of that, you're going to bring that to them in a permanent role. Now, if they're asking, why do you suddenly want permanent work? If you start saying it's because I want to get a mortgage or it's because I'm thinking of having kids, they're not giving you the job, guys. Sometimes you can be too honest. It's never about lying, but you can just admit the truth. You can just not say it. Like, not saying it is not lying. And I know a lot of you will disagree because you're going to be like, listen, Adele, if your man was cheating on you and he didn't say it, he's still a liar. I agree. But we're talking about careers. We're talking about corporate. We're all liars here. They lie to you to get you to come and take their job because I promise you they give you more responsibilities when you start. They promised you that raise, you never got it. Listen, we're all liars. They lie to you, you lie to them. And it's not that you're lying, like I said. You just don't have to say all the things all the time. Like, if I worked for a crap boss previously, I'm not going to come to your interview and tell you that my boss was crap. Like, I'm just not going to. It's going to make me look bad, not the boss. So you don't need to say all the things all the time. I just want to be clear. So you don't tell them that's why. You need to give a really good explanation why you want to transition into permanent work. You can talk about the fact that the reason you even started contracting was so that you could get an idea of what you enjoy doing. And then it just became a thing where people just expected you to just contract. But you really have been working on trying to land a permanent role. And that's why you've been interviewing. All the jobs you're currently interviewing for are only permanent roles. That's what you want to make sure you reinforce that. And that you're looking to be somewhere for like 5 to 10 years or 3 to 5 years, whatever it is, you're looking to be somewhere long term. So not only can you do all the things that you're already great at, but you can also build a reputation within the company. You can grow with the company. You can help the company grow. Because sometimes, and this is always a good one to put in, when you're contracting, you bring in all these new processes, but you're never able to see them through to the end. You're never able to see how much growth the company has because you've left and gone to another contract. You want to do permanent work because of that. Guys, I'm dropping all the gems here, please. I'm giving you all the things. I'm even telling you what to say. Yeah? When you're a contractor, yes, it is hard to switch over to permanent because people don't think you're going to want to stay. But it's never impossible. And it actually is easier than you think if you know what to say and if you're saying the right things. Because why is it that you want permanent work? And outside of life stuff, is there any other reasons that you want permanent work? Why do you think you'll be good at permanent work? That's really important as well. Have you thought about what makes you think you'll be good at permanent work? Is it the fact that you build relationships and you can build really strong relationships? So if you know that you're getting results from those relationships in a short time frame, just imagine what you could do in a long time frame. Again, this is something you can say at interview. You've been able to build mutually beneficial relationships in short periods of time. You can only imagine how much more beneficial those would be if they were cultivated over a much longer period. Do you see? How much profit it could help them gain at the company, how much new business, how much new customers they could bring in, how you can build reputation. And you've done that in short bursts for companies. You've been able to maybe increase someone's social media engagement and their presence in a 6-month contract. You want to see what you can do in 6 years. Have those conversations. It's all about the conversations you have if you want to switch from contracting to permanent work. It is also, when you think of your contracting, now listen, if you've done loads of contracts in 1 year, you're going to need to put them all. But if you've had like a couple of 1-month contracts and then the rest have been like 6 months and a year, just put in the longer ones. You can talk about your gaps or any gaps that they ask you about or the short contracts in the interview. But in your CV, you want to heavily showcase where you've been in long contracts and everything you've achieved in those long contracts. And for you as a contractor, your CV has to be very, very relevant, very, very targeted, because they're already going to necessarily make me put off by the dates. Like, oh, you've only been here a short time. You've only been here a short time. But if you are able to do exactly what they're looking for, if you are able to deliver the results, they want someone who can come in and do a big recruitment drive. Can you do that? They want someone to come in and increase their social media presence and start getting customers through social media. Can you do that? Have you done that? Can you sell that to them? Make sure your CV is showing that. So remove anything that isn't targeted towards that job that you're applying for, so that they can see very quickly in the personal profile and the first few bullet points that you've got exactly what they want. Once they can see that, they'll book an interview. Remember, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you book an interview and then after the interview, they say, oh, you didn't have as much experience as we thought, like you didn't have the experience we're looking for, or we're worried that you're contracting and that's why they don't give you the job, it's a lie. They knew you were contracting when they saw your CV. They knew your experience when they saw your CV. You have not convinced them at the interview that you will stay in a permanent job or that you have the experience they want. These are the things. Like when they say those things after the interview, especially when it's on your CV, they're just saying something to get rid of you. They're just giving you any waffle, just something to say, this is why we didn't give you the job. Truth is, they already know all those things before they booked you in. So why would they waste their time interviewing you if they knew those things? It's because you weren't able to convince them that what you do have will be beneficial to them. You weren't able to convince them that you don't want to be contracting anymore and you actually do want a permanent job. That's what's really important. What you say is really important and the energy behind what you say is really important. So if you're currently temping or you're currently in a contract role, stop seeing it as a negative. I want you to get out a journal and start making notes of how contracting can help you in your permanent role. I've already got you started with this episode. What else can you think of? Share it with me in the comments. This is how I work with my clients to make sure they can see the great things that they have. Sometimes we are so focused on what we don't have, what we've not done, that we miss all the things that we do have and the things that we have done. So that's where I want your focus to be. Anything else is not your business. Drink your water, mind your business. Okay? Everything else is not your business. Your business is to make what you do have sound impactful. Your job is to make what you do have sound like exactly what they want. Your job is to show them how contracting is actually going to be the thing that helps you in your permanent role. If you are struggling and you want some support with this, reach out, book a session with me. Let's get everything together. Let's get your pitch together. Let's have everything so that you know that when you go to that next interview, you're going to smash it. 1 hour with me, make a massive difference. This episode was short and sweet, but I hope it has been helpful. So if you are currently contracting and you are switching to permanent work, these are the steps I want you to take. I also want you to consider, before I go, just this last thing, if you are still struggling to get a permanent role, go for a longer contract. So go for like a 2-year contract. If you've done a 2-year contract, it is easier to sell to an employer to say, look, I took a 2-year contract because I was looking for something permanent, but no one was taking me seriously. I was at this place for 2 years. There are people that take permanent jobs and don't even stay with you 2 years. I am definitely looking for something where I can be for at least 5 years. It will help you. So that's just another one. Anyway, like I said, this episode's short and sweet. I hope it's helped you if you are a contractor. If you know anyone who's a contractor who it might help, send it to them. I will speak to you in the next episode. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials,
tag me on Instagram and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening and see you next time.